All right, we're live. We're live. We're live. We're live. A little early. A little early. We'll give some folks some time to jump in here. Sam, what's up, my man? My RCG submission. Oh, yo, check this out. Book up. My RCG submission has a screw up. Two different cards completed with the same authentication number. I wonder how the database will load this. Ooh, that's not good. That's not good at all. One of them is themed wrong in the wrong colors. Let's see how their customer service is. You about to find out, Sam. You about to find out. TGT is in the house. Actually, you know what? I was gonna send you an email, an invite. All right, Tally's in the house. All right, let's I'll give you guys a few minutes. Let everybody kind of get up in here. The one thing I like about doing this on StreamYard is that I don't see okay, yeah, I do. Here it is up here. 17. Okay, cool. Cool. This is cool. This is all right. I like this. Tally's in the house. My man Tally is in the house. Bill P is in the house. Happy Thursday, my brother. Global is in the house. Good day, mate. Flippin' is in the house. Yeah, I got Pickburg on standby, bro. I got him on standby. The perfect 10 Charizard. Sam, I did see that. That thing is gorgeous. Congrats, man. That is pretty damn good. I know, Brian. Your boy's moving on up, man. Got the fancy setup now, bro. I had to move on to something because I want to start bringing people in, and I wanted to start talking to other folks. So that's what we're here to do tonight. My man Pickburg just graciously agreed to be my guinea pig in all of this. So I think what I'm gonna do is bring him in now. All right, how do I do this? Let me see. All right, you there, Pickburg? You there?
I'm here, man.
There he is.
All right, can you guys hear me?
Look at that! Look at that! Can everybody hear? Can everybody hear everybody? Everybody, can I get a mic check? Mic check. 1 2 1 2.
I hear you good. You hear me good?
Yep, I got you, man.
Sounds good.
I
appreciate you having me. I appreciate being the guinea pig.
For sure. Let's see here. Where's everybody at? Okay, good. Marvelous is in the house. Tally's in the house.
What's up, Tally? It's my guy.
Jay Wilson, what's going on, man? Let's see. I was told there was gonna have free ice cream for a friend. Tally wants his ice cream.
I'm a fat kid. I ate like a good portion of it in the backstage area.
Hey man, I got like ice cream sandwiches like locked up in the freezer right now. Eric, what's going on, champ? How are you, man? Marvelous is in the house. All right. Let's see who else we got on here. Everybody says good. Mics are clear. Everybody's crystal clear. Brian says we're clear. Nice. Okay, this is a new one. Unuseful cards and collectibles. I like that. Brother? Aren't they all like unuseful? Like everything that is literally on my wall is absolutely useless. So Alan says you're always a guinea pig. Oh man, this is a lot of folks in here. All right, cool. So yeah, again, dude, thanks for being the guinea pig. Thank you for coming on. I wanted to have you on for a couple of reasons. But mainly because I hate LeBron James and you're a big Cavaliers fan. Mm-hmm. So we'll get into that in a second.
Absolutely.
Also, we've done a little bit with TGT. And before we go any further, because Alan is in the chat and you are here, you work with TGT. Yes, Alan, Alan's the boss man. And if Alan can just in the chat completely confirm that I am not an employee of TGT. I do not work for TGT. Everybody says that I'm a TGT shill. I am not. Okay, I am not a TGT shill. I like what these guys are doing. This is something new. This is something different, and that is what is interesting. That is what's interesting to me. That's what attracted me to what they're doing, and that's the reason why we sent some cards over there. Mm-hmm. No, see, look, Alan wants to leave now. We're not. No, you can't go anywhere, man.
I will confirm that I am a TGT shill.
Yeah, yeah, I would hope so.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I am not a TGT employee. You guys know, I don't take a dime. I am not on the payroll. Here it is. Boom. There it is. My own unbiased opinion, and Alan will tell you we've had several conversations on the phone, and he'll tell you that I've disagreed with a few things, that some of his concepts, and that's that's okay. That's what we're here for. So, but yeah, so I wanted to bring you on because you are not the boss man, and the boss man's always gonna jump on and plug his stuff. But you do work for TGT. We'll get into that. We'll go ahead and get into that. So tell me a little bit about how you started there, what you do there, and kind of outline that for a little bit.
Sure. So I actually connected with TGT through Alan, who's the CEO, finding my YouTube channel, which is just Pickburg, same name that I've listed up on the screen here. So essentially, I was doing like YouTube auctions and different vlogs where I go to card shows and stuff like that. So he stumbled across my channel, and I was doing a lot of group submissions at the time for CSG. This is like before they had this tremendous backlog we're sitting on right now. And so I'd be live with I had like a microscope that I would hook up into my computer. So essentially my screen would turn into like a giant microscope. So you would see in crazy definition, like me going through pre-grading cards that I was sending out in my group submissions and stuff like that. And he was like, wow, this guy has a pretty good eye for what he's looking at. Just from seeing my pre-grading live streams. So he ended up reaching out to me about it, and one thing led to another. We ended up deciding to go down this venture of starting up TGT together. We had a vision of doing something for the hobby that really hadn't been done before, and really that's just treating people with decency and respect.
Nice.
when they send you their hard-earned money. So
I know. Yeah, that's a novel concept, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's one of those things, man, where the whole idea of what you guys are doing, and I'm trying to find a link to your channel, so I can throw it up in the
I'll go grab one for you
in the chat. But yeah, grab one and throw it in the chat. I don't know. I think you can. I think you can throw it in the chat, huh?
I should be able to.
Yeah,
if not, you
should
might
be able to. Yeah,
might need
just
to give me a
shoot it to me.
wrench,
I'll put it in
I
there.
should
Yeah.
be able to. Yeah.
But again, what attracted me to HGA was this new idea of the custom labels, and then what you guys got going on is the idea of the database that you guys have. That kind of you see what we see kind of thing. So that's kind of the thing again that was new, something that was different, and then it was I was like, okay, this is interesting. So I'm always down to try out new stuff. I have no allegiance really to any particular grading company, so I'm always open to hey, if you got something new going on, something interesting, I'm always willing to throw in a few cards and to kind of see what the whole hype is. But as far as your role there, what is your role? What do you do over there? And highlight that a little bit.
Yes, so I am officially the CMO in title, which is just Chief Marketing Officer, which I'm kind of in charge of shouting from the rooftops what we do, social media, obviously I do YouTube, that kind of stuff. So spreading the word. I also primarily am the guy who's responsible for traveling and taking our stuff to all the different shows and stuff like that as well. And also the primary, I don't want to say primary because we do have other graders, but I'm the senior-ist grader, if that makes sense for the company. Yeah. So that's pretty much what I do in a nutshell.
Nice.
Only a fraction of what Alan's doing, but still pretty vital.
Yeah. I mean, because that guy, he's every time I talk to him, he's like, "Oh, hey man, what you doing?" "Oh, not a whole lot, just hanging out." Oh, that must be nice. Somebody just posted that Zion got hurt.
Oh, that's not good.
Start of the regular season, right foot injury that requires off-season surgery. Pelicans. When did that happen?
That sucks.
That's not good. I was kind of hoping he would have a little bit of a resurgence. That's not good. All right.
My Zion's still $30 down from where I bought it. Dang it!
Is it really?
That doesn't help. Yeah.
I didn't have a single Zion, and then I bought one of those boxes. One of the like chase
Mhm.
boxes, and then
Yeah.
I ended up pulling one. That's the only one that I have.
Mhm.
So I was like, okay, I'll take it. I have a couple of other ones that that I pulled myself because
Yeah.
I ripped a lot of 17, 18, 18, 19, and then 19, 20. I ripped a lot of
Mhm.
that stuff. Like a lot of retail contenders, hoops, Donruss,
Back when you could
optic
get it.
prism, back when you could get it,
Yeah.
exactly, back when it was at the store. So
Mhm.
we do have I have a lot of base Zion cards. I got a lot of base rated rookies and hoops rookies and all that kind of stuff. So that
Nice.
sucks, man, that he's hurt. I was really hoping he was gonna make a resurgence. 2019, 2020 sealed wax right now is probably the play. I think
Mhm.
going into this season, you got so many guys that are in completely different places than they were
Yep.
when they were rookies in 2019, a la KPJ.
Mhm.
And then you still got Ja, who won Rookie of the Year, who had a
Yep.
great second year. They made it to the playoffs, didn't they?
Yeah, I
Memphis,
believe
yeah,
so.
Memphis made it all the way to the playoffs.
Yep.
These guys are. I mean, these kids are not messing around. I was really hoping for Kobe White to jump off, but then he's on
Mhm.
the Bulls, so I don't really think that's really going to happen too much. But okay, cool. So yeah, I just wanted to kind of get into that a little bit. Okay, here we go. Here is the link to Pittsburgh's channel. Somebody's asking if you are a Pittsburgh Steelers fan.
Big time.
Big time
Ugh,
Steelers fan. So you do baseball,
I would.
basketball, football.
I like the
Oh,
Steelers
look
that
at that.
much.
That is, yeah. I was gonna say that's pretty.
That's my birthmark.
That's pretty committal. That's pretty
Yeah.
committal. I'm 37 years old and I have yet to get a tattoo. I'm the biggest baby when it comes to that. And there's been so many times where I'm like, oh, I know what I'm gonna get, and then I don't get it.
Mhm.
It's so you are a Pittsburgh. So you do football and basketball.
Yeah,
Baseball.
football and basketball are my two. A little bit of baseball, not a whole lot. I'll follow the Pirates and stuff, but I don't do a whole lot of like baseball other than that.
I
Those are my
just
personal
wish I knew enough about baseball to get into it because I
Mhm.
don't. I mean, right now my Astros are kicking ass from what I can tell, but other than that,
Mhm.
I don't do any baseball at all. It was never a sport that I got into. I mean, it was either basketball or football where I grew up, so it was
Yeah.
always one of the two. So I hate LeBron James as a basketball player. No, not as a basketball player. I hate LeBron James as a part of basketball more than I hate him. I think it seems like he's a great person, great entrepreneur, great father, great philanthropist, all that good stuff. I think he's good. He's obviously a great player. He's probably one of the best players in the NBA, arguably.
Mhm.
I just don't like his attitude within basketball. I think this whole super team thing really started
Mhm.
with him. He kind of ushered in this whole idea of gathering a couple of players and really kind of opened up the door for turning players into prima donnas. And I think the stage at which he did it, where it all started, where the hate really started for me, or the disdain. I don't want to say hate, but just the disdain that started for me was when he did the ESPN special where he
Mhm.
pretty much broke everybody in Cleveland's heart, right? For
Yep.
like leaving, right? Because he was like the Akron kid,
Oh
and then
yeah.
he did this whole hour and a half or hour long drawn out, like just complete narcissistic show, just to basically give Cleveland the middle finger.
Yeah.
And then afterwards, when he went to Miami, just the parade that he put on there, and then I mean, granted, he won a couple championships, but I mean, that's not what he said he was going to do. And I think from there, everything just kind of spiraled out of control for me with LeBron, and I've just hated him ever since then.
Yeah.
So as a Cleveland fan from a kid, because we talked a little bit about this before
Yeah.
we went live, you've been a Cleveland fan since a kid. You grew up in Pittsburgh.
Mhm.
You were either you said a Cavs fan or a 76ers fan, right?
Mhm.
And the closest one to you was geographically being a Cavs fan. So
Yep.
if you wanted to watch all the teams come through town, the easiest
Mhm.
place for you to go was to Cleveland. That's how you became a fan.
Exactly.
So what did that do to you as a fan of Cleveland when he left?
Yeah.
And do you have the same? Did you have the same like disdain for him?
Yeah, I mean, personally, like I kind of felt like he was kind of giving up on like the city and the hopes of a championship there the first time around. So like I was kind of butthurt about it, but like I wasn't to the point of like running out and burning like my LeBron James jerseys or anything like that.
A lot of people did that, right?
Yeah. There was a lot of people in Cleveland burning jerseys. Like even like the owner came out publicly and was like, "This dude quit on us, X, Y, and Z." Like
I
just
remember that.
threw him under the bus. Like
the mayor did too, right?
I'm pretty sure. Yeah, like
I remember the mayor did like some big long letter in the newspaper and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I mean, it was big though for you guys, right?
Oh my God, yeah, it was massive because it was like literally we went from being in the toilet like perennially, like since like after like the mid 90s, like we were just always terrible.
Right.
And then it was like he left and we were just insta trash again. You know what I mean? Like it's like if he's there, we're great. If he's not, we're just.
But isn't that crazy how like one guy? I mean, and mind you, we're talking about LeBron. This would have been what, maybe 4 years removed from his rookie year when he did that. I mean, he was a specimen. I mean, he still is. I mean, the guy's almost, he's almost 40 years old. The guy's he's a freak of nature.
I know.
And then, you hear like all the, the urban legend about him spending, upwards of $1 million a year on taking care of his body. And, you just know he's going to play for another 3 or 4 years,
Oh my God. Yeah. And he's not even slowing down yet is the sad part.
That's the other thing too. He's not. And then he's, because of his, this sort of orbit that he creates, he's attracting all these players and, guys are, foregoing, big paydays to go play with him and stuff like that. And it's just like, man, but I think I've never, ever since then, man, I've never really liked him. And then, obviously he goes off, he does that. And then what do you guys think when he comes back?
Honestly, like for me, I was pumped up because we already kind of had the makings of the team that was going to be good because of Kyrie.
Because Kyrie was there,
and then we were able to trade Wiggins and Anthony Bennett, one of the biggest draft busts in history.
Huge draft
love. So like that pretty much made the makings of the team that won the 2016 and really the only championship in history, which honestly, that's the reason I'll always love LeBron James is because he
came back
championship. Because honestly, like I'll always love J.R. Smith for that championship too. And that guy cost us the championship 2 years later against Golden State.
Yeah. That's with the, I don't know if like, I feel like he did that like to right a wrong maybe or something. I don't know. But again, to me, somebody always told me that they were like, I made an argument one time that LeBron James is a selfish player, and then somebody said, well, just look at his assist stats. Look at his assists. He's not a selfish player. And I go, just because you pass the ball doesn't mean that you're not a selfish player. Like you could pass a ball for the sake of getting the assist stat. Right. So like if you're like 2 assists away from a triple double or a double double, and you have a wide open shot that's a better chance of making it, but you decide to pass it off. Yeah, that's a selfish assist. And I said, and I was telling him that I watched some games where I've literally watched him do that. And I'm like, I don't know. I never really liked the way he played. And when you told me you were a big Cavs fan, I was like, oh, you know what? I don't think I've ever had the chance to talk to somebody who's a legitimate Cavs fan. There's a lot of fans that say they were Cavs fans that became Miami Heat fan that became, Lakers fans. There's a lot of those floating around. I got a buddy of mine who's, one of those guys. He's not a Cleveland fan. He was a LeBron fan, and then he wasn't a Miami fan. He was a LeBron fan, and then now he's not a Lakers fan. He's a LeBron fan. So I've never had the opportunity to actually talk to somebody who was a big Cleveland fan from since a kid, and then actually have an opportunity to talk to them about like how they felt about it, because I know how I felt, and I'm down here in Houston. I mean, it made no never mind to me and my team, but
that's one thing I like about watching your channel is I connect with it, because the way you feel about Olajuwon and your young Rockets is the way I feel of like Ilgauskas, Varejao, and like Isaac Okoro, our first round draft pick. This is just my graded Okoros that I've gotten back. And I still probably have like 3 times this amount at PSA right now.
I have a whole
like and that's just what's sitting on my desk as we're just chilling here on a Thursday night.
Look, this is just Rockets.
Yep.
And I think it's probably gonna be like this is all just like there's KPJ. I mean, this is all Kevin Porter Jr. Like this is all my young Rockets, man. Like I'm so pumped, dude. I can't even like just. And again, right, it's that connection, right? It's the old, my big shot Bobs, Kenny the Jet, Sam Cassell, Robert Ory, Otis Thorpe, Mario Ellie, obviously all led by Clyde Drexler, Olajuwon, and then we had Barkley for a little bit, and then we had Tracy McGrady, and then we had Yao, and then we had, there was just like all these players that I grew up watching the Rockets for, ever since I was a kid, and then to have it all come to like this big crescendo with Harden and PJ Tucker and Chris Paul and all that. We were at Chris Paul. I always tell people we were a Chris Paul hamstring away from a 3rd championship. Yeah, his hamstring holds up. I got another hat up there on the wall. You know what I mean? And for all that to come crumbling down the way it did a couple of years ago, and then for us to be basically from scratch, and then we make that move with Brooklyn. Which, let me tell you something, those pick swaps are looking pretty good right now with Kyrie basically saying, I'm not playing anymore. So our pick swaps are looking good. And here we are, 2 years removed from what seemed to have been a fire sale. And here we are sitting here with basically 5 19-year-olds who were pretty much NBA ready. And the sky's the limit for these kids, along with, Christian Wood. And then you got, Eric Gordon, who's still there. They're calling him Uncle E, right? Because he's like the senior guy on the team now. And then, you got Christian Wood, who just completely came out of nowhere last year and put up some serious numbers. So I'm just so pumped, man. I'm super pumped for this season. I'm watching every game. And, I mean, I was ready to drop some money on a preseason game. I was calling my buddies up. I'm like, yo, let's go watch this preseason game. And I'm like, tickets are like $100. And they're like, screw that, dude. I'm not spending $100 on a preseason game. I'm like, well, let's just go, man. I'm lit. Like, I'm ready to go. And they're like, chill, bro. There's plenty of basketball and we'll pick some good games. But I'm super pumped, man.
Dude, if you're ever on the East Coast, man, we need to connect for one of the Cavs games. I got a quarter season tickets to them every year.
Oh, do you?
So I actually go out there a lot throughout the season and try to catch like a lot of like the bigger name players when they come into town.
When is so my birthday is in April.
Okay.
And I was noticing that right around that time, I think they're gonna play Brooklyn. They're actually gonna play Brooklyn, the Nets. And one of the things I was telling my buddies, I was like, yo, man, let's make a thing out of it. Let's make a weekend out of it. Like fly over there, kick it in New York for a couple of days, catch the game in Brooklyn against the Rockets, show up like head to toe in Rockets gear, and then just kind of make a weekend out of it. So we're trying to figure that piece of it out as well. But awesome, I've just never, like I said, I wanted to take the opportunity to talk to somebody who's been a LeBron James fan for, a Cleveland Cavaliers fan, a true Cleveland Cavaliers fan. So when you told me that the Cavs were your PC, I was like, oh, big this time. Guy, there he is. I got one.
I actually PC LeBron too, but only in Cavs gear. So if he's in his if he's in his Lakers gear or Heat gear, I could care less unless it's like a valuable card I can like flip. Like I don't care. I just kind of want to collect the ones of him in the Cavs jersey.
Elove says, shout out to the Aries, April 2nd. I'm April 6th. So shout out to the Aries. Man, this chat is going off over here. Oh, I forgot about Vernon Maxwell. I forgot about Steve Francis and Katino Mobley. I actually met Katino Mobley. Man, a lot of good stuff going on. I'm sitting here, man. We're sitting here just hanging out. And there's just chats going off.
I see David was asking if I feel LeBron is the GOAT. I think LeBron is the second best player to ever play next to Bugs Bunny.
Next to Bugs Bunny? Nice. So that tells you who the GOAT is. I think it's just, you can't, I don't know. A lot of people say that you can't really make the GOAT comparison, right? I think it was I don't remember if it was Dr. J or one of the old timers that was basically saying it's unfair, right? To compare eras, right? And I agree. I agree. I think it is unfair. But I think it's unfair for a different reason. I think it's unfair to even think that LeBron James would be half as efficient as he is now in the same era that Jordan played. They didn't play this ticky tack shit like that, these all this little crybaby stuff that he's like. I get Jordan got calls and Magic Johnson got calls, and those guys, they got calls. They got benefit of the doubt. The superstars did, but it was nowhere near what these kids are getting now. I mean, it was a whole nother, completely different league. But
I wonder if by the same point, though, you could use LeBron just to bully someone in that time frame, though. You know what I mean? Like, because theoretically, like, just his size and, like, just the way his body is, like, that dude's like a brick house. He could theoretically, in those days, he could just be throwing elbows in people's face all game, and like the ref ain't called nothing. But then again, he's not really that type of player, so I don't know that he would.
He's not, but I think he adapted to the league, right? To what was going on. But LeBron James he's big. Don't get me wrong, but he's still 6'9". What is he? 250?
Something like that. Yeah.
I mean, how big was Larry Johnson? Larry Johnson was a big dude.
He was a big dude. I mean, I would imagine Larry Johnson was probably a little bit bigger than LeBron would be.
So Larry Johnson was 6'7", 235 pounds. So he had a couple pounds on him. He had a couple inches on him. But you take somebody like him, you take somebody like Sean Kemp, who, again, roughly about the same size. Sean Kemp was 6'10", 280 pounds. Bigger than LeBron James. I just don't think. And then we're talking about an era where the power forward was a power forward.
Oh my god! I mean,
these guys were like linebackers. I mean, everybody's impressed with Zion Williams' size. And don't get me wrong, Zion's a big boy.
Yeah.
But there were some big boys back then. And people forget that the league has really gone towards this shooter type of league where a guy the size of a LeBron James seems like a Leviathan. Yeah. And it's just you go back and you look and some of those guys that were dominating the paint back then, guys that you remember Olin Polynice?
Oh yeah.
Brian Big Country Reed.
big country. That guy was the man.
Yo, I mean, these guys were serious men. I mean, we're talking about hard hat and lunch pail in the paint bruisers. And I just don't think that LeBron would have been able to stand up to that. I really don't. I mean, can you imagine LeBron playing against like a Bill Laimbeer? Trying to come down the paint on Bill Laimbeer, he'd have got socked him out.
It's not going to happen.
It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. And so that's the thing. It's just I just think it's a different league. But I think about it from in terms of you take some of the players that are in the league now. There's no way that they can produce the same if they were in the 90s. It was a different game back then. So as Alvin said, LeBron's a big dude that's soft.
I mean, he is he does play kind of a soft game. Like,
would Bill Russell dominate in today's NBA? I think so. Bill Russell was actually a lot bigger than people give him credit for. 6'10". Let's see. He played, but you also got to remember, Bill Russell played in the 50s, late 60s. I mean, grocery store stock boys were playing back then. It wasn't really that fair.
Yeah.
6'10", 220. Dang, 6'10", 220. That's not very big.
Could you imagine? You would like literally look like a starving like kid at 6'10", 220.
6'10", 220 is like what's
because like if I was 220, I would look like skinny. I'm like 6'2", so like I would look pretty slim at 220. So imagine like 6'10". Like
look,
that dude's
check
like,
this out, dude. So Clint Capella is 6'10", 240. I thought he was like 230. So actually Clint Capella is bigger in weight than Bill Russell was, just to give you an idea of today's if you were to put him next to one of today's guys.
Look, even Allen says he weighs more than Bill Russell.
Yeah, listen, I'm 5'9", 240, so yeah, I weigh more than Bill Russell. So Jay Wilson says, what was Hakeem? I think Hakeem was right at 7, if I'm not mistaken. It varies. Some people put him at 6'11", some people put him at 7. But I think Hakeem was like 7 foot 240, somewhere around there. I think is what he was. 7 foot 255. But I'll say this again: One of the beautiful things about Hakeem Olajuwon is that before he ever touched a basketball, he was a great soccer player. And great soccer players have to have great footwork. And that is the reason why Hakeem Olajuwon was able to do what he wanted when he wanted in the paint when he got that basketball. And there wasn't nothing you can do about it. Nothing anybody can do about it.
That's like one of them special players too. Like
Oh,
that's a generational talent. Like
Yeah.
right now we're at the end of Roethlisberger here in Pittsburgh, and it's getting to the point where he's starting to suck.
Yeah.
So it's like I'm starting to cherish like the years I've had of like comparable quarterback play. So like that's kind of like the correlation I would get with that. But like I mean, it's just such a treat when you got a guy like that in your backyard that you can literally just watch the maturation and like the full career play out.
And you know what's crazy is that so we're talking about GOATs and we're talking about stuff like that. LeBron James, when he wanted to beef up his game in the paint, he called Olajuwon.
Mm-hmm.
The Rockets keep Olajuwon on the payroll. He worked with all of our big men. He worked with Capella. He worked with Dwight Howard when he was here. All of the big guys got special one-on-one training with Hakeem Olajuwon in the paint because the guy is just, he's a master. Once he gets in there, he's a master. That's actually a good point. Admiral and the Dream would dominate today. I agree. And I honestly think, man, if you watch basketball enough, because I try to watch as much of it as I can outside of my Rockets, we're starting to kind of go back to this idea that, okay, maybe the way to be efficient in scoring is not shooting all threes, and it's not all in the paint. It's somewhere in the middle. Yep. So I think, we're starting to see some of those points start to come back inside the paint a little bit, the little 10-foot jumpers and stuff like that. So I'm all for it, to be honest with you. I am all for it.
I agree.
Baby Davis, 6'9", 289. Big Baby Davis. Was he 289? Really? No.
A lot of these basketball guys that are super tall and only like in the low 200s make me feel severely obese.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah, at 5'9", 240, it's hard to like, especially whenever like football guys. I think I saw somebody at the airport one time, and I kid you not, Maurice Jones-Drew. You know who that is?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Okay. I saw Maurice Jones-Drew in an airport one time, and I kid you not, this guy looked like a cannonball with legs. Like that's what he looked like. That's what he was built like. He was like 5'6", 5'7", and I don't remember how much he weighed, but
muscle hamster.
I remember seeing him, and thinking to myself, man, that dude is jacked. And then he turned around and I saw like he's like no neck, and I was like, holy shit, that's Maurice Jones-Drew. And everybody's like, who? Like, Maurice Jones-Drew, that guy's a running back. 5'7", 210 pounds.
Wow.
210 pounds. We're the same. I'm a little taller than he is, but that guy had no neck, man. And I was like, I was in awe of him when I saw him. Because I didn't know humans could look like that. I really didn't. Let's see here. Big Country Reeves, 7 foot 290. Jesus, man.
That's wild.
Alan says, look up Keith Kloss. Let's see who that is. That should be interesting.
He like has all of the most random like people like on speed dial, man.
Who, Alan? Does he really?
Oh my god, yeah. Like he'll come up at cut with some completely random names just out of nowhere.
Keith Kloss.
For the Clippers?
Yeah, that's what I think it's what he's talking about. Kloss.
I got
it's CLOSS.
Yeah, that's what I got.
Yeah, it's CLO. That's why I couldn't find him. Let's see.
7'3", 212 pounds.
Oh, I'll do you one even better, dude. Manute Bol.
Oh my god, yeah.
Manute Bol, Bobo's daddy.
Yep.
Manute Bol was like.
I just want to buy that guy a sandwich.
Manute Bol?
Yeah.
Yeah, Manute Bol was 7'7", 200 pounds.
That's wild.
He's all bones. All bones. All bones, man. Let's see. And muscle weighs more. Yeah, so I mean, I don't know. We went down a little rabbit hole there, but T is in the house. What's up, my man? Let's see who else. The experiment seems great. Good guinea pig. Man, I'm gonna get with him with Marvelous to do some. This is actually Marvelous if you're still here with us. This is kind of also the format in which I wanted to test, so that when you and I sit down and look at some of these cards that I have for some of the Marvel stuff. I was telling him I didn't realize, dude. I don't know if you're into Marvel or
I
much,
love
but
Marvel.
dude, the freaking prices on these cards are going insane right now.
I know, man. I just picked up some 1990s Marvel's Universe this past weekend
Oh,
at
did
a
you?
card show. Yeah, I picked up. I'm a real big Iron Man guy and Thor
Okay.
guy, so I just picked up some Iron Man, Thor. I picked up a Thanos. I don't even know where the heck I just put them.
Luckily for me, I'm Gambit. Oh, Gambit's my guy.
Oh yeah.
So I can he hasn't quite, because he doesn't have a mainstream movie.
Yeah.
So he's kind of flying under the radar a little bit. And there was a Precious Metal Gems.
Iron Man.
Oh yeah, that's nice. I
I
actually
mean,
think
it's only a 7, but it's like dear to my heart because I've like had this card forever and a day.
actually, you know what? I think I have my ready to send off to get graded. So look, I got this whole stack right here. This is a whole stack right here. Like a Black Widow.
Nice.
I know Marvelous is probably on, but so like this is like 92, I think, and this is Marvel Impel, so this isn't even like a Fleer or anything like that. But like I have, I was telling Marvelous, I legit have like a whole 4-inch binder full of these cards. There's my guy right there, Gambit.
Nice. Yeah, I was a huge fan of Gambit growing up too. He was awesome in the video game as well.
Oh, dude. Oh, I know, with the bow staff. Oh, he was that man. That was my dude. That was absolutely my dude. And then I got like some of these like Fleer Metal.
Oh yeah, those are awesome. I love those.
So I mean, and I got like, I pulled these out and put them in top loaders, but like I have like the whole set, like everything, like the whole thing is there.
That's awesome.
So I got a bunch of stuff, and the thing I wanted to do with Marvelous was just kind of show him like what I pulled out and what I have, and then have him be like, oh shit, dude, like you need to get that graded. like that's like, you know, like that's a monster card right there, because I have no clue. Like I have like these Marvelous masterpiece. So I got a bunch of stuff, man. There's War Machine.
Nice.
So I just got so much stuff, man, that I don't even know what to I don't even know what's what. But I just know I got a big box full of it, and then I got a big old 4-inch binder full of all this stuff. You just showed off Thanos. There's another one right there.
Nice. That one's really cool.
This artwork is just ridiculous.
Was that the 1992 or the 1993?
No, so this is 94 masterpiece.
94. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, this is 94 masterpiece, Wolverine OG shit.
Nice.
So
I love the masterpieces. Those are my favorite out of all of them.
The artwork on those things are absolutely ridiculous.
Yep.
And then there's Nebula.
Nice.
Anyway, I got all kinds of shit, man. And that's we've been meaning to get together, man. And I part of the reason why I've been trying to, figure out a platform where I can bring people on and chat and all that stuff. And get all this stuff set up so I can do this, because this is the kind of stuff that I want to be able to talk to folks that that aren't doing the normal stuff,
For sure.
But so one of the things that I wanted to ask you, and I didn't want to make this live stream too long, because it is a school night.
Yeah, no worries, man.
A weeknight. But because I can talk all night long, but I wanted to. This is we're both familiar with the Baubles. Help me with the name here.
Baubles ball cards and comics. Or is that
Baubles ball cards and comics. Yeah.
Yes.
So they are an SGC group submission. They also have a Facebook group that I'm part of, because I want to give them proper credit. In that Facebook group, they asked the question that what is the best year to collect in basketball, right? So like if you had to pick like one year to collect, what would it be? And for me, it was 96, 97. That's the year. You had so many rookies in there that are just, Ray Allen. You got Allen Iverson, you got Kobe Bryant, you got
Mhm.
who else was in that draft class? 1996 NBA draft.
Oh my god, like everybody, like even like on guys that didn't fully pan out, you still had like Antoine Walker, Sharif Abdur-Rahim, Steve Nash.
Sharif Abdul Steve Nash
Yep,
is the other one that I was
yep.
thinking about.
Um,
Yeah,
who
you can
else was there?
argue that Abdul Rahim didn't pan out, but I mean, you know, he
Comparatively to like the Kobe's and
exactly.
the Iversons and like
Marcus
you,
Camby was another one.
Camby, yep.
Camby was another. Stephon
Was Jermaine
Marbury.
O'Neal that year or was he later?
Jermaine O'Neal was that year. He got drafted by Portland.
Yeah. That was one of my favorite years personally, like on a selfish side, because my favorite player of all time is Kobe. So I would probably go with that year too. But another one that I think is pretty good that you can get cheaper is probably the 92-93 if you're into Shaq and Jordan hunting.
92, 93 is a good year.
Yeah, I
That's
just picked
definitely
up
a good year.
a box of 92-93 like reasonably cheap. Like I was surprised like how cheap it was at the card show this past weekend, and I was like, "There's Shaqs in here, bro." Like, you know what I mean? It wasn't like
Yeah.
Topps Gold or anything, but I mean, man, like Shaq rookies on the cheap there, man.
Wait a minute. Garnett was 96 too?
Was he 95? I think he was the
I
year
think he was
before.
95.
Yeah, it would be Garnett's second year, I believe. Because
Yeah.
on the 3-card Kobe rookie card, Garnett's second year cards on that one.
Because we got a lot of ads here is what we got. But how do I freaking get this ad out of here? Jesus Christ, man. Look at that. Right in my face.
Yep.
I can't see the names.
Flo's not paying your bills.
Exactly, for real.
Neither is Ariat.
We got Allen Iverson, Marcus Camby, Sharif Abdul-Rahim, Stephon Marbury, Antoine Walker. I forgot about him.
Starberry, man. Like that's another underrated guy. Like in China, that guy is still like wildly
Potapenko?
popular.
Oh shit, I forgot about you. Know about Potapenko.
Oh yeah, dude. I have several of his autographs.
Peja Stojakovic.
Yep. Peja was
Nash.
an assassin. Yep.
Man, there was a lot of good. Derek Fisher was that year too.
Yep.
A lot of good players that year.
Yep. That was the year that the Los Angeles Lakers turned Vlade Divac into Kobe Bean Bryant.
Yep. Yep. Stoudemire. Yep. Damon Stoudemire. Yeah. See, KG was the year before Mervin. Mm-hmm. Shout out Mervin. So Motley says, all right, so that's that. So 96, 97, that 96 draft class, 96, 97 cards. That's I would say that's probably my pick. What would be yours for? Let's just say prices aside.
Just for a separate choice, I would say 92, 93 because Shaq's him and Kobe are my two favorite of all time. So I would just go Shaq hunting on the cheap.
Yeah, Kobe's Shaq is another one too. I managed to, again, before the craze and before everything got stupid, while people were chasing 1920 Prism, Zion rookies and all that stuff, I was like bagging like wax, like 90s wax for like dirt cheap.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden everybody's like, hey, that's we're over here chasing some kid that we don't even know if he can play, but you know, we can go get some Shaq right now, you know?
Yep.
So it was just kind of one of those things. But
I have a few guys like I've kind of like with the big boom and like investing in cards and stuff. What I've done with a lot of mine is I've moved a lot of the guys I'm not totally sure about into like guys like Okoro that like I just love because even if Okoro doesn't pan out, he's a Cavalier and I love.
He's a Cavalier, so he's a Cav PC.
You know? So like I've moved a lot of like those like guys that you're kind of hoping are going to pan out because look at it this way, like even a Gary Payton rookie card right now, even in a Gem Mint 10 is not worth a whole lot.
It's not.
So is LaMelo Ball going to be better than Gary Payton? I don't know. He could be, but by the same point, if he's even as good as Gary Payton was, like 30 years from now, is my LaMelo Ball silver prism, like my LeBlingo that I like to show off, is that going to be worth what a Gary Payton is worth today?
Right.
So like that's kind of why, like for me, I've kind of moved a lot of those like more like I guess riskier plays into like the guys that prospects. I just love or like guys that are already cemented.
So I talked a little bit about that in one of my other videos. Sorry, and I'm looking for you mentioned Gary Payton, and I have some pretty gnarly So there's Gary Payton
Nice.
on the phone when he got drafted, and then I got a couple other Gary Paytons. But I talked a little bit about that, about how it's when I was showing off some of the football stuff that I was sending off because I'm gonna flip it and I'm gonna sell it. I did do a little bit of prospecting, like in the beginning, like most folks did. But then what I ended up doing is I was passing up cards that I really liked because they didn't really have like a flip prospect to them. There was no arbitrage there.
Yeah.
And then slowly I was like, well, that's kind of stupid because I really like that card and I'd like to buy it, like I'd like to have it, and then I slowly realized, well, this is just silly. I don't want to do this anymore. And then that's kind of when I stopped like really prospecting. I'm always obviously just like you with the Cavs, right? You're picking up Okoro. If that kid turns out to be, what a lot of people are expecting him to be, then yeah, that's a hell of a flip, right? But if he doesn't, so what? You PC the Cavs. It's the same thing with me and Kenyon Martin and Jayshawn Tate.
Yep.
And I'm just stacking up on autographs and RPAs and not RPAs, but like autographs and really low numbered stuff that I'm paying, $10-15 a card for. If they don't pan out, I don't care.
Yep.
My Houston Rockets box was there before all of this started anyway, so it doesn't really matter to me. And I think that's a really healthy approach that a lot more people should start taking, but a lot of people don't because they're here for the money.
Yeah.
Here we go. That's my little trifecta right there of Gary Payton's.
Yep. Those are sick. I think I have a stack, like no kidding, just of those two Gary Paytons, probably of like 30 each, just because right before, like you said, the boom, I would go, there's this card shop in Cleveland I'd go to every time I'd go to games. For the life of me, I think it's like AB something or another. So if you're in Cleveland, they're a good shop, but literally $1, anything like early 90s packs were always 99 cents or $1. So every time I'd go to Cleveland, I'd roll through, throw the guy at 20, come home with like all of the early 90s packs and just literally dig through them, grab all the Cavs and all of the players I grew up loving.
Yeah. And that's, dude, I'm so jealous that you have like an LCS because we don't have any here in Houston. And Houston is like a metropolitan city. It's like a massive city. And we don't have like any real like big LCSs that we can like hang our hats on. My man T, if he's still in the chat, he'll pop up with a couple of them. But like I don't have anything here that I can just go, you know what? I got, $100. Let me go, pack hunting or something. I don't know. Like, I don't have anything. But when I was a kid, we had back in the kind of junk wax era, we had a guy who is still in business today, believe it or not. He just owns. I think he transitioned more into like TCG. And he owns a LCS here called Cytex Gaming, but all they have is TCG stuff. They have a lot of TCG stuff. And he's kind of the closest thing to me, but he has no sports stuff. I mean, he has like maybe like a little corner, of sports stuff. But when I was a kid, that same guy, he used to run a kiosk that was inside of a grocery store. And my mom would go grocery shop and I would literally sit there with this guy and just go through all his stuff. And then I would try to sell him cards. And then like, he was cool. He would like give me like 5 cents a card. And then I'd rack up like $2 or $3 and then I'd buy like a pack or something. And it was kind of one of those things. But I at the moment, I can't really think of anything that I have that's within a reasonable distance that I can go, yeah, you know what? If I had $100, I could just shoot down there and pick up some packs like pretty quick. Look, my man T is already in here. He said, I go, yes. We got some shops, but they got it's a drive from where I'm at. Yeah. But you got some good ones in your area, huh? I'm assuming.
Oh my God, yeah, we have awesome ones. Like I'm blessed in the sense that I'll walk into shops and literally the owners will walk over and be like, "Here's my new Okoros," because they know like I'm there looking for Cavs, Okoros, certain Steelers. Nice. So like literally they get Okoros in, they just put them in a stack to the side and wait to see if I want them now.
Nice.
It's super awesome. I love it.
That works out, dude. That's, I mean, yeah. When you have, especially when you have a relationship like that with an LCS that already knows what you're after, if they get a guy that comes in and drops big money on a national treasure box or something, and he pulls an Okoro and he doesn't really care, they might be like, hey, we might know a guy, kind of thing. You might be able to snag it up for pretty good. Some of the Jordan's best inserts were 92, 93.
Yeah, I agree. Like it's an underrated year. I mean, see, if the big man got more love, I think, in like the sports card world, like as far as basketball goes, like the big man doesn't get as much love in modern basketball. And even kind of lumping the early 90s in with modern basketball, it's more of like the smaller guards and the wing type
The
players that
sharpshooters.
really get like the outrageous money. You know what I mean? So like I feel like if that were not the case, Shaq might get a little bit more love. But yeah,
Power in the Key is a very underrated. I totally agree, man.
I love that set.
My man T actually has a box. Correct me if I'm wrong, T. 93, 94 Fleer Ultra Series 2 that he got, and we're trying to figure out a way he's going to come break it on the channel. But some massive, massive. I mean, that's probably, if you want to talk about inserts, that is like the box to get for inserts. 93, 94, and you can even argue 94, 95. You can even argue 92, 93. Fleer Ultra inserts are just those are the best.
Just picked up a 92, 93 Fleer Ultra this weekend. Yeah, that was the box I picked up of Shaq rookie year.
Oh, nice. Yep. Nice. Yeah, dude. Those are, I mean, I just sent off that Jordan Power in the Key that I picked up from my guy out in Florida, and he was actually sending me pictures of it because he wanted some advice on where to send it, and it was pretty trashed. And I was like, yo, dude, I said, honestly, man, it's not worth grading. It's pretty trash. Like I was just giving him like my honest assessment of what I thought about it.
Yeah.
And I was like, yo, man, look, like I'll buy it from you. Like even in that condition, I'll buy it from you because I just want to have one in my collection. And I'm actually going to send it off to get it. You know, that thing's probably going to get a SGC 4, maybe a 5, but I don't care. I don't care. I want it. I want it in my collection. So there's see, a lot of people are chiming in. Power in the Key. 94 Jordan Power in the Key might be my favorite card ever. Do you have a favorite card?
Do I have a favorite card?
Yeah. Like one that you would be like. For me, it's the 86 Fleer Elijah, and then the Power in the Key Elijah, which I have a copy of it.
As far as like one I own personally, or one like I want to own.
Both.
Okay, so for me, the one I want to own, and it's not even that big of a grail, but it is kind of a grail, would be like an OPG Mario Lemieux rookie card.
Hockey.
That was. I'm from Pittsburgh, so like it's like one of those like small sections where like hockey is sort of a big thing in Pittsburgh. And I have such a small, like I have a ton of Yager and 90s stuff, but like the 80s Penguin stuff, like when Lemieux was a rookie, I have like none. You know, and even as a kid, that was one of the cards I kind of always wanted, but just never got. So like Lemieux's rookies kind of always been kind of like that one that I've wanted outside of like a Clemente rookie, which is I would consider to be like a grail piece that I'm kind of hunting. But as far as like one that I have that I really, really love and cherish, I would say two, just because of what they mean to me. LeBron's Topps paper rookie card and Kobe's top paper rookie card, because the Kobe one, it's like Kobe's my favorite player of all time, and he was like my number one PC as a kid. And the LeBron one just because of the Cavs.
So the 1985 OPG Mario Lemieux number 9. Is that the one you're talking about?
Yeah.
There's one for $100.
Yeah,
but it's a PSA 1.
Oh, yeah. I was gonna say, is the entire card there?
It's like missing a whole chunk.
And for me, I really don't care. Like,
yeah, dude. But
as far as the grade,
a PSA 1. Yeah, so like here's one that's like a PSA 4, PSA 3, PSA 5. A PSA 1. I've never seen a card get a PSA 1. So just to give everybody that's on a little insight here, I'm gonna be doing a stress test, not stress test. What do I want to call this? I don't even know what I want to call it, but we're gonna put all the slabs like through hell. Like we're gonna submerge them in water. We're gonna drop them from like 20, 30 feet in the air. We're gonna bend them and see how much pressure it takes to break them.
Can we put bets on whose lasts the longest?
Yeah, well, so that's the thing is that I have to buy like I bought this. I don't even
Uh-huh.
know who this kid is,
Yeah.
but I think I paid like $5 for the slab on eBay.
Hmm.
And even the guy who sold it to me sent me a message and was like, "Are you sure you're bidding on the right card?" It's like, yeah. I have no idea who this kid is, but we're gonna do a no, stress test. Isn't what I'm thinking about. I'm trying to think of another way of saying it, but we're gonna destroy some slabs for the in the name of science.
That's awesome.
Oh man, let's see here. Let's see. Shaq cards are the most undervalued cards, especially the inserts. His beam
Mhm.
teams are way undervalued.
I agree.
They shot up for a little bit, didn't they?
Yeah,
I
his
remember.
his stuff was going up pretty good, like right around the rise of like the junk wax stuff, like back when
Yeah.
everybody was chasing Jordan like heavy. But then it's gone way back down.
Has it really? I haven't
Mhm.
checked them. I haven't checked them lately. Let me see. Let me see. So this is
Comparatively to where it was, maybe not like lifetime, but like comparatively to where it was like during that big boom.
Shaquille O'Neal. Cause I got a Shaq that I made a trade with my man Peter. He
Mhm.
hooked me up. Um,
The nice thing about Shaq though is he's going to be safe forever because
yeah.
even the people that like are too young to remember him
Still
playing,
know who he
they're
is.
like, "Oh, I know him, NBA on TV,
Yeah,
like the
yeah.
announcer guy,"
TNT.
So like, plus he's in movies and stuff, so I feel like he's a safe play regardless.
Hobby B says, "What are your thoughts on the Queen Elizabeth slab?" What? What? What are we even talking about here?
I don't know either. It's something I
That like
found
a
on the.
like PSA card or something? Did they?
I'm googling it like as we
Dude,
speak
so am
because I
I.
I
I'm
gotta know.
intrigued. I'm so intrigued. What are you talking about, Hobby Beast? I have no idea what you're talking about, dude. Queen Elizabeth PSA.
I love the first picture that comes
Oh
up when you
my,
Google that.
oh my God.
You
You have got to be kidding me. What do these sell for? Get out of here. I swear, man. PSA will slab up anything.
Hey, if somebody's willing to put money into it, PSA
Ah,
will
man.
definitely slap.
You're absolutely right. What is this look and see? This is what's interesting. Tops 1952 tops look and see. See, this is dangerous for me.
There's another one of her like on like a throne, and then the funny part is there's also like a picture on Google of her on a throne, like looking like she's rocking a Pope hat. It's hilarious.
See, this is dangerous for me because
Oh,
this is intriguing. This is interesting to me. And when things get interesting to me, I tend to spend money on stuff on stupid stuff like this.
I literally just bought an Ivan Drago card the other day for the exact same reason.
Yeah, look, you see, oh, you can't see it, but look, you see how this says 12?
Uh-huh.
Like I started buying, and I blame Marvelous for this if he's still on. I blame you. Because there are a couple of holes in my Marvel complete sets. And look, Annie Oakley, what? All right, I'm gonna stop looking at this because that can get me into some serious trouble.
Yeah,
Um,
it's tough,
archive
especially once you get in those rabbit holes.
Spock rookie cards.
Nice.
See, I didn't get into Star Trek. I refused to get into Star Trek. I held off on getting into Star Wars for a long time. Um, Queen Elizabeth is rumored to be living her last days. People are banking on flipping her cards.
Ah, gotcha. I guess that makes
Oh,
sense.
that makes a lot of sense. That's so morbid.
That is for real. Oh, you mean she's about to die? Let's go and run, grab up all her stuff.
That is so
That's so
morbid.
bad. That's real bad. But I could definitely see it
I could
having some
definitely
kind of,
see it.
especially like in England when she dies. Like, oh my God, people are going to be rushing for her stuff.
That is so morbid. I don't know
That
if I
is,
want any parts of that. Like I refused, like when Kobe passed, I refused to sell my Kobe Bryants.
Mm-hmm.
I just couldn't do it. I couldn't even bring myself. I mean, especially when I saw some of them, they were like $400, $500. Like right after he passed, I was like, what? For raw cards? I was like, no, can't do it. Won't do it. Won't do it. And I'm not even that. Look, I admittedly was not that big. I'm not that big. Never was really that big of a Kobe fan, Kobe Bryant fan. But you know, it was one of those things where when he was on his farewell tour, I mean, it stopped here in Houston. I absolutely bought a floor ticket to go watch him play, just to say, like, yo, like I was there when Kobe played his last game. So yeah, so that was really good. But yeah, admittedly, man, not the biggest. Obscure graded rookie cards. Oh my god, that's so funny, man. HGA posted a custom queen slab in there. No, they didn't. No, they didn't. I gotta see this. I gotta see this. In their stories, it says. No, they didn't. I don't believe you. Oh, they did. Oh, look at this.
That's wild.
That is too funny. That is too freaking funny. Yeah, that's just weird. I don't know. If people are buying them because she's about to croak, that's like really bad.
Yeah.
All right, man. I don't want to hold you too much longer, dude. I wanted to do roughly about an hour. I think we got a good opportunity to kick it and work the bugs out of some of this stuff, man. Anything you want to plug? I know you got some you got a couple of YouTube channels. I'll give you the open floor, man. Plug whatever you want to plug here.
Sure. Yeah. So you guys can just come find me over on Pickburg. You know, just like it says here on the screen. That's my YouTube channel. Also, if you guys want to check out TGT, Transparent Grading Team, that is a company I'm a part of. I'd love to have you guys check that out as well. We have a YouTube channel for TGT as well. That one is a little bit smaller than mine, but we do simulcast to both of them. So if you guys want to follow that as well, that'd be cool. And then just if you're on Instagram, you can follow Transparent Grading Team on there. That'd be awesome.
Yep, I'll put all that stuff. I don't know. See, here's where it's going to get interesting, is that I don't know how to edit the stuff yet. So I'll throw all the links where you guys can go catch up with Pickburg on the descriptions, all that stuff. Man, it's been a blast, dude. I appreciate you jumping on.
And we'll do this on my channel too.
Yes, absolutely. We're gonna do this on Pickburg's channel. We're also probably gonna do a little bit on maybe even on the TGT channel. Maybe we'll figure out a way to get me, you, and Alan in on the same thing. I think that would be a hoot.
That would be fun.
But yeah, dude, I appreciate you, man. Good luck with everything that you're doing, dude. I love what you guys are doing over at TGT. Can't wait to get my cards back. I'm super pumped. I got my email yesterday that my cards got scanned, so I'm pretty excited about that. Yeah, man, good luck to you guys. Thank you, and I appreciate you, man.
Yeah, I appreciate you, man. Thank you again for the opportunity to come hang out with you.
For sure, man. All right, thanks everybody. I appreciate y'all. Be sure to go check out Pickburg on all his stuff. I'll link it all in the description if you guys want to go check it out. Hit the like button on your way out. Yeah, we'll catch you guys sometime this weekend. I'm gonna try to put at least one more video together before the end of the week, and yeah, we'll do it that way. But thanks everybody. Love y'all. Peace.